Welcome to episode 5, week 7 of the NFL season. This is the Tailgate Talkers podcast. And all you Packers fans out there, we drink free this week. Now, Justin, on the other hand, did not have such a great week. Thursday night, the Jackson Dart and the New York Giants dismantled the Philadelphia Eagles. Justin, what do you have to say for yourself?
Can we just roll the intro, man?
Well, guys, we got a great show for you planned out for you. How are you doing, Justin?
Been better. Yeah.
Sure, you have a few things to say about your Eagles tonight.
We're letting Dane host this one. I don't have the energy or the give a fuck at the moment.
You look like shit.
Yeah, Justin set it up pretty good last week with the if the Eagles lose to the Giants talk.
You know, I there's times when you actually just want to be like the Tennessee Titans or the Cleveland Browns where there's just no expectations.
You sure about that?
And I'm finally realizing how, I mean, don't get me wrong, seeing your team lose a lot sucks, but having zero expectations, must be nice. It must really be nice.
Yeah, because you're already at rock bottom, so it only gets better from there. So,
yeah.
Because sometimes when you have a good team, it's like, well, how low can it go? And it can always go lower.
Yeah. By the way, I might need to watch the games at your place this week. I don't have a TV.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
You might have to.
What do we got on the docket today?
All right, so we got a few things for you guys today. Some NFL news, some fantasy overachievers, underachievers, and then our start sits for the week. So, in NFL news, of course, the three games that we talked about last week were Eagles, Giants, Packers, Bengals, and then Buccaneers.
We didn't do too good.
Seahawks. Yeah, we didn't do too good on our picks.
Well, that's an understatement.
Justin and I both had Packers covering the Bengals. Of course, Packers win, Bengals cover. Of course, Giants cover because they smashed the Eagles. And then I think our one pick was the Bucs ended up beating the Seahawks and covering the spread. So 1-2 this last week.
Do have an announcement to make though. Hopefully by next podcast, completely upgraded sound equipment for the podcast. So hopefully we'll sound a lot better next podcast for you guys. Definitely upping the mics and the audio interface and everything else. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
He's also looking forward to going bald after the Packers beat the Eagles.
Wow, I really hate you right now.
You know, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. By the way,
that bet's looking more and more risky.
You don't have to. You don't have to do this because we already shook on it. A deal's a deal. But you're getting off pretty light, man.
I know.
I'm just saying.
That's why I shook on that deal.
If you want to add anything on your end, it would be great.
All right. So let's see. Let's go Giants Eagles first, since this is the Thursday night game. Let's talk about that one. Let's get into it. Let's get down and dirty.
All right. So on offense, it's clearly a coaching issue, and yes, I will say a quarterback issue at this moment.
Come again.
Yeah.
On defense, it's a player issue. I totally trust Vic Fangio. The Eagles have actually a really good defense, but they're very top heavy. There's certain people that they cannot lose. They're pretty thin at defensive tackle. They cannot lose their best defensive tackle in Jalen Carter. They are very thin in a way at cornerback.
Yeah.
I love Cooper DeJean, but he's more like in the nickel. And I absolutely love Quinyon Mitchell. When Quinyon Mitchell was out, those two, Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo, oh my God.
Yeah, they got carved up by Wan'Dale Robinson.
Good Lord, dude.
And a practice squad guy.
Like,
I
they
don't
are
remember
just
what his
straight
name
up
is.
booty. Like, we're not talking just regular booty. We're talking like Nicki Minaj booty and like Cardi B booty. Like, they are ass. Complete
BBL
ass.
booties.
And so Scatterboo was not doing much in the first half. Yard here, 2 yards here. I think he got a touchdown, but it's not hard to get a touchdown when you're like a yard or two out of the end zone. But he wasn't really doing much. After a while, when without Carter being in the game, those other defensive tackles are playing more snaps. They get tired, and then I do think with the corners sucking, Vic Fangio knew he had to kind of give help a little bit to the passing game as well. Eventually, those running lanes started opening up, and that started destroying us as well. So by the end of the game, like let's say that somehow miraculously, the Eagles tied the game and we went into overtime. I have no faith because that defense was done. The Giants were having their way with them, and
Yeah.
I do think that Dart is energizing that team and
Yeah.
he's offering something, but there's no way a person making their third start should do that to a Super Bowl champion defense.
Absolutely.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of he made some really good passes. I'm not going to take anything away from him. There were some passes where it was almost like a moon ball where it was up, the receiver stopped, the cornerback stopped, and it was just a jump ball. And of course, they're going to win. I mean, just throw it to Keeley, throw it to Adoree Jackson, which makes this week, and I won't get into it too much, but scary as hell for me because if Quinyon Mitchell does not play, and you have Adoree Jackson going against Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
oh my God.
gonna
I
get
might not
ugly.
watch the game. For the sake of my humanity, I might not watch the game. I might just like look at it every now and then.
Oh, I can't watch this.
There is a quarterback issue, and I will admit that.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying this whole time.
Like on the interception that Jalen Hurts threw, his first one of the year, it's whatever.
Yeah.
AJ Brown's wide the fuck open in the end zone. He's doing like a cross in the end zone, wide open. Now again, maybe that's not his first read, although I would argue that Dotson should never be your first read over AJ Brown and Devontae
Absolutely,
Smith. But
Yeah.
um,
Got to go through your progressions. That's part
Yes.
of being an NFL quarterback.
and this offense is so fucking predictable, dude.
Yeah.
Like that interception. Go for any Eagles fans that may be watching this. Like, go back and watch the drive and even the drive before that. Like, it was just out route, and he was making hay with it. He was getting first down on first down. Like, it was just first down. It was doing good, but eventually do something else. They're gonna jump that shit, and they did.
Yeah.
He missed Devontae Smith on a blown coverage, wide open. That one
Should have been a 90-yard touchdown.
yeah, absolutely. And he finished with like 280 something, 290 something. He could have had over like a 350 yard game, like 3 touchdowns or something. Could have been really good. It was just a combination of the defense getting worn out, being very top heavy, and losing 2 of the, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 players on that defense you cannot lose. Linebacker wise, they've got pretty good depth on that. Safety, they're kind of just middle of the pack anyway. I would say probably Quinyon and either Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis. Like, those are the 3 you really can't lose. And they lost 2 of those 3.
Yeah.
So defense was just didn't have the players, and offense, of course, again, predictable. And we have a quarterback. I think that needs it that way. And that's a problem. And we're stuck in this purgatory because you can't bench a Super Bowl
Yep.
MVP. Like, it's almost to where I want him to hurt, not hurt, but I want him to get hurt just to see a game, and I want to see the offense and see if it's a coaching issue or a player issue. Because right now, I'm not 100% sure.
Isolate the variables.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's just it's maddening. And now losing to the Broncos was whatever. I always kind of felt like we would get it going at some fucking point. Now it's getting to the point to where maybe this is starting to feel like 2023 again, because the Broncos, you don't know them that well. You don't really play them that much. They have good players. They have a good defense, stuff like that. But the Giants, with a rookie quarterback on his 3rd start, throwing to nobodies at wide receiver. And as much as everyone loves Scatterboo,
he's not God's gift.
It's
to
Scatterboo.
football,
for fucking hell, that's all they got. You let a rookie quarterback and Scattaboo
Rookie
beat
running
you.
back, yeah.
Or no, yeah.
Rookie running back, yeah, as well.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Yeah, you know what was so concerning to me was like a lot of times when you have a football game and you lose, sometimes there's a silver lining and there might be like, well, we did this well. We did this part of we played well in this aspect of the game. I think when you walk away from that Thursday night football game, what did the Eagles do well?
Exactly.
Did they run the football well? No. Did they throw the football well? No. Was their pass rush good? No. Did they defend against the pass well? No. Did they? I mean, I think maybe the one thing you could hang your hat on is that their rush defense was decent in the first half. But outside of that,
But they get tired too fast.
Yeah,
man. They
I
get
mean-
absolutely tired. Like,
that's the problem, though, is when your offense can't execute, then the defense is on the field the whole game. So, like, what if you're Philadelphia? What can you hang your hat on this going forward? And then, just like Justin said, also this is a division opponent that you should know well, who is not a playoff team, and it's kind of really up until last week. I mean, kind of on the ropes. You know, Brian Daboll and Joe Shane are ready to get fired, and they may have saved their jobs, truthfully, last week beating the Philadelphia Eagles. So
yeah, and honestly, like, the Eagles need to not just beat the Vikings; they need to blow them out.
yeah,
And I hate using that because I'm a big believer of a win is a win is a win. At the end of the day, you don't. It's not college. You're not ranked on how pretty it looks. But just for vibes, everything, you need to blow the Vikings out.
yeah,
You do, because you and I don't know how I don't know how we beat the Bucs, the Rams, the Chiefs at Arrowhead, even Dallas for that matter. I know they lost to the Panthers, but that's still an explosive offense.
yeah,
I don't even know how we were 4-0 to begin with, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Playing like this. I think AJ and Smitty, while they won't say it, I think they want a new quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you saw them talking in the second half. Their hands in front of their faces, and I'm sure they were talking crap about.
And Jalen is very like
Jalen
he's
Hurts.
always down here, and that's great. Like if you just throw an interception, I like that because you're just down. You're down here all the time. But there's some times where it just looks like, a sense of urgency is good sometimes too,
Yep.
and there's
Yep.
just no sense of urgency.
Showing some passion.
I can't remember. I've seen him lead game-winning drives when he has time. I've seen him beat Josh Allen's Bills in 2023 in overtime on a touchdown scramble. But he needs the time. If we're pressed for time, it's just too fucking lackadaisical. And like if we have a minute or a minute and a half with no timeouts, or even a minute and a half with one timeout, but we need a touchdown to win the game, I'm not confident. Never been. It's just too lackadaisical.
Yeah.
We just don't know how to run that drill.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I agree, man. I just don't know where the Eagles, where they go moving forward. And I think you're right. I think that whole franchise is held hostage by one player, and that's
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
I for the first time, like I've always kind of known he's a different quarterback, and that's one of the things I would argue is like you can't use just these fantasy stats to define him. Like there's times where he will make smart plays. He does
Yeah.
it many times. Sometimes it drives me crazy. He could have got like an extra 2 yards, but instead he'll slide down to protect himself, or he'll throw the ball out of bounds a lot. But so he does make like smart plays. And look, that was his first interception. He was on the longest streak. Like he's 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. Like I think the best right now is 12-1. And I think is that Baker? Is it? I can't remember.
It's probably Baker.
It's somebody. Somebody's got 12-1, and that's the best. And Jalen's at 9-1. So he's not like, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm flabbergasted, dude.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a betting man this week, I don't know if I'd pick them over the Vikings. I mean, I think
They
it's
are
gonna be a
actually
close-
7.5-point favorites. Not this coming week, but next week against the Giants.
Wow. Yeah, so what's interesting is, so I looked at the spreads yesterday, and the Eagles were 7.5-point favorites, and then today they're 3.5. So I think Vegas is adjusting based off of kind of whatever.
Well, I think a lot of
looked
money.
at.
Yeah, I think a lot of money is going the other way as well, and
Yeah.
so it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NFL is kind of, teams have been watching, of course, film on how to beat the Eagles, and I think people are doing the same thing. They're dropping in zone, and they're saying, you know what, Jalen Hurts, you're gonna have to beat us. You're gonna have to beat us. And you're gonna have to read the field, and make make throws that require, anticipation, timing, going through your progressions. And until he does that, these teams are going to keep playing the Eagles the same way, and the same results are going to happen.
I mean, last year we were 4-2 at this point too. Of course, at this time we just beat the Giants instead of just losing to the Giants. So it is what it is. You got anything else, or you want to go to
I don't think so. Let's go to Packers Bengals.
talk about it?
Yeah. Packers Bengals. Joe Flacco. Some good, some bad. I'd say in this game. I will say first half was so uninspiring for the Packers, especially. I think this is what's kind of driving me crazy a little bit about Packers offense is it's just we do have a lot of playmakers. We don't have necessarily like a number one wide receiver, but I was happy with the run game. I will say Josh Jacobs looked great. We were definitely moving the ball well on the ground, but I think I just kept noticing that we would get like a drive going, get into field goal range, and then we take a dumb sack or have some penalty and then be out of field goal range and then we're punting the football. And I don't know how many times this happened during the game, but I mean it doesn't matter against the Bengals because it's just such a team that's in shambles right now. That doesn't really bite you in the butt, but against a good football team later in the year, like the Lions or the Bears or the Vikings, a divisional opponent, that's not going to cut it. That's just how you lose football games. And so I think Jordan Love played well. He didn't make any decisions I would say that were like risky. Like most of his throws were were decent. I just think that I don't know if it's coaching. Maybe it's just the situations we were in. It's just something that we need to clean up. But gotta be able to move the football, especially on a defense like the Bengals. I mean, everyone's been carving up the Bengals. And then on the flip side of that, we got chewed up by Joe Flacco with 5 days of preparation.
Yeah, that was
which was pretty embarrassing. Our secondary is broken, and I think even more than the offense, I really believe that the Packers offense is going to get right. And really through 6 weeks, I have a lot of good things to say about the offense. Now the defense, on the other hand, needs to step up, and especially our secondary. Like our run defense was pretty darn good. I think we held Chase Brown to under 50 yards of rushing again, which isn't saying much to be honest with the Bengals, but our pass defense, something's got to change. And I don't know, like we played a lot of man. I think we played cover 1 29% of the game. And then for the rest of the game, we had some mixture of zone, but we played a lot of man. And I'm not sure if it was because perhaps Packers figured that because of the lack of creativity on the Bengals side, with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins only running a combination of probably 3 or 4 routes, not their fault, but just coaching issues. They thought, we'll just man them up anyways, even though they're this talented. But Joe Flacco, he's just so surgical, and he just kept finding ways to, 5 yards here, 6 yards here, 8 yards here, and just keep the Bengals on the field and the Packers defense on the field as well. And really, he created a lot of drives that ended up in points, and so it was way closer than it should have been. Offense, I think it's very fixable. Defense, I don't know how we're going to fix that secondary. I don't know if we need to play more zone or what, but we can't be having Joe Flacco with 5 days of preparation carving us up. So I think some good, some bad. It was not a very convincing win, and I think it's going to be hard for us to make a deep run in the playoffs with what I saw, at least in this over the last few weeks, really. I mean, tying the Cowboys, losing to the Browns, beating the broken Bengals team by 10 points.
I will say it's all about how you finish, though. Like if you're playing your best ball at the end of the year, like all of a sudden you're the team nobody wants to see.
We'll see.
I will say, like I kind of feel it. Like there's times where when you're a fan and you know what your team should be capable of, you win, but it almost feels like a loss. You're not happy.
Yeah.
Now I felt that way, barely escaping comebacks and having to come back ourselves and winning by these 3 points, 4 points, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
At least you won by 9. I know it was the Bengals, but we lost to the fucking Giants.
By 17, yeah.
Like by 17. Like I'm sitting there thinking, I was telling my wife, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just win. Like we need to blow these guys out. Like if we win barely, I'm probably not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Well, not only did we not win, they blew us out. So I mean, at least you won by 9. At least you won by 2 scores.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like just watching it, and there was a moment where I don't remember exactly when it was. I don't know if they tied it or if they got like made it a one score. Maybe they made it a one score. I don't know. After a touchdown where I was like, oh boy, because they had like all the momentum and you can almost feel something trying to happen. And I was like, oh my god, if they would have lost, bro, you would not have heard the end of it. Especially as much as you've been giving me, you would have not have heard the end of it. But they got the win. Then we have Bucs beating the
49ers. I think I might have actually said Seahawks earlier in the podcast.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to cut that out.
That's fine.
But yeah, what were your takeaways from that game?
Baker Mayfield's the MVP.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I was telling my wife that on Sunday.
I think I told you last podcast. I don't like him. The very Phillip Rivers cocky will get in your face and talk trash thing.
I love that.
Yeah, I almost kind of root for them to fail.
Oh,
but I got to be honest, man. Like, the dude is freaking slinging it. There's two plays in particular he made. The one catch that was like, oh my god, a dime. Like, perfect.
Keon Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was the other one. It was like a third and like, I don't know, it was like 15 or something.
14. Scramble.
Yeah, and the scramble.
Goodness
like, Jesus
gracious.
Christ. There's sometimes quarterbacks get through shit that I don't understand how they get through.
Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys.
Yes. Like, you look at him and he doesn't look overly, like, he looks more athletic than my ass. I'm not, but compared to like a linebacker or a safety or
Josh Allen or something like that.
How? Like, there's a quarterback that'll just like, just do that and he'll get past a sack or something. And it's like, what?
He just shoulder shakes a guy. And
yes. And Patrick Mahomes looks like a freaking Bambi sitting there like freaking run. Like, I don't understand
sometimes how he gets out of some of those sacks. I'm like, did he sell his soul to the devil?
Ridiculous.
Like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I think I sold my soul to the devil. That's how the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and now I'm paying for it. But yeah, he just looks amazing. I mean, I don't think he had Mbuka or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he got injured. I think it was in the second quarter. It was pretty early in the game.
Yeah. So, and I think I did on Underdog. I think I did the over on him. And I was like, whew.
Got your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I guess there's a couple things. Yeah, Baker he's having the best season of his life. I think it would be a crazy storyline if he does end up winning MVP to go from literally cut left for dead to NFL MVP. I think I just see this storyline happening in recent history over and over and over, where these quarterbacks who are highly regarded in the draft go to a poverty franchise, struggle like any other quarterback would, are left for dead. And then they get to a great system with great coaching, with a good support system around them, and then they look like all pros. I think it really goes to show people place way too much value on the position of quarterback instead of understanding that it's a team sport. And team is not even just players around you, but it's also coaching. It's also environment.
Absolutely.
And I just think, you even look at the NFL betting market right now. Up until this last week, the Ravens, even with how poor they've looked, they would have been the favorite to win the AFC North, and they look pitiful. And finally, the market's correcting now, but I just think, like, when you have big names like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, like, people don't even watch the games. They're just like, oh, yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes. Like, they're the best team in the league. And it's like, well, you got to watch the games and realize, like, who's the surrounding cast this year? Like, how have the games looked? Like,
don't just watch like NFL Network
or highlights. Yeah, like you gotta actually watch the games and kind of get an idea of what they're working with, because every year is different. And I don't know. It's cool to see a guy like Baker, and I'm on the opposite. I'm a little opposite of Justin. I love like that, kind of like fiery leader that Baker is. I just think that that's such a powerful motivator for a team.
Oh, I think it definitely helps the team.
Like, it just fires everybody up. Like, I love that play when he threw a touchdown and he got blindsided, and they called a roughing the passer, and he got up and he just like started yelling at the guy. Like, I think the whole team is probably just like, yeah, we want to run through a wall for this guy.
I do prefer that rather than like, because I'm so sick of watching
the
NFL
freaking whiners.
After every freaking play,
Yes.
someone, whether it's a quarterback, a receiver that thinks he was mugged, or this or that, going like this.
Like Mahomes
Like,
flopping everywhere.
That's all it is. Like, are we watching a product that after every freaking play, oh, he did this, he did
I
like
know.
it's come on, man.
I
like,
love the just like not feeling sorry for myself. Go to the next play. Like, it's football. I know I'm gonna get hit. This is what I signed up for. Like, the whole BS. Like, Like the NFL is not the NBA. You know, not everyone's LeBron James
I
flopping
was
all
gonna,
over
I
the
was
floor.
gonna just make that.
It's like, dude, it's just this is football. You know, like I totally agree. So I love that about Baker. He's just a rough and tumble quarterback. So I love that. But yeah, I would say that was the big takeaway for me. And then the other thing is like, how much bad luck do you have to have as a 49er? Like, first you got Bosa, then you got Jawan Jennings, then you got Ricky Pearsall. Now
Good
you have Fred
Lord,
Warner
dude.
out for the season. And then, of course, we
Do
know.
you think? Do you think? And I don't know this. Is their training camp soft? Do they not do enough?
I
Like,
don't know. But it's every year, 49ers. It's every year. George Kittle. I mean, and then we also know at some point in the season, Christian McCaffrey's
yeah.
he's gonna destroy one of his calves again. Like it's just
If you have Christian McCaffrey and you picked him like first,
trade him
like,
away.
you know what? Like,
Trade him away while you can.
exactly. Yeah, because you're gonna be in like a playoff game and you're not gonna have him.
It's just I don't know. I don't know what goes on there in San Francisco, but just the injury bug the last few years has been so bad. So I mean, and honestly, another takeaway too is Mac Jones is a starting NFL quarterback. Like I know he had 2 picks. One of them was not his fault. The first one, Kendrick Bourne ran the wrong route. Second one was a really, really sneaky coverage by the Tampa Bay defense, and Mac Jones fell for that one. So really, in my mind, Mac Jones, that was his one bad play. But Mac Jones is running the offense just as well as Brock Purdy has.
Yeah.
So
it's a very easy.
there's a
it's
legit
very
quarterback competition in San Francisco.
Yeah,
when
it's a
Purdy
very
comes back.
quarterback friendly system for sure.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what San Francisco does. And I think I've heard that Brock Purdy's big money doesn't kick in until after next season. So I mean, you just never know.
Mhm.
It could go with Mac Jones, but we'll see. Um, in other news, Za'Darius Smith retires.
He's getting
After
off
week
the
6.
sinking ship is what he's doing. This hurts because this is literally with him was the Eagles' weakness, and he was the best player of that weakness, and now he's gone. Howie Roseman needs to seriously have a come to Jesus moment with himself about what he thinks this Eagles team can achieve.
Yeah.
If he thinks that this team can get it the fuck together, which that's probably what he's gonna think because we tend to overrate ourselves and our sides and stuff.
You're also in the lead for the division too. You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still
Right
early.
now, you're leading the league, and you're leading the division at 4-2, which is
Yeah.
funny. We're the only team in the division with a negative point differential, but we're -1. And yeah, that's fun. So he needs to think if he needs to go out. I know there's been some talk about the Dolphins, the Chubb.
Oh, Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about maybe trading for him, or I don't know. Jacksonville's not doing that bad, so
Yeah.
I don't think
Jacksonville's a player this year.
I don't think they're going to be trading
Josh Hines Allen.
or their number 1 overall pick a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah. The guy that got picked over Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
Javon Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him, but I don't think Jacksonville's going to be trade. So he needs to find somebody. And I would say because it was a weakness even with. Now I know we're going to get Nolan Smith back after the bye, but you need to go out and get someone who's even better than Smith. Like you need to go out and get like a legit because maybe that'll help the corners. You know, because we're not. There's sometimes where we get a little bit of pressure, but we're just not. We're not
Yeah.
getting home.
The
Like we're
pass
just
rush
not
is-
getting the sack. And quite frankly, like it's not about sacks. Please don't be one of those people that think it's all about sacks. It's really not. It's about pressure rate, win rate,
Yep.
stuff like that. Sacks can be fluky.
Getting the quarterback out of rhythm. You know.
Yeah, because like if someone's got 11 sacks, but their win rate is shit, okay, they made 11 plays over the totality of the season. Like, I mean, perennial double-digit sack guys, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I think because it's kind of a dick move to say, okay, I'll sign with you, and then oh never mind, I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
So I think
I know.
he's reading the tea leaves or something. Something's going
Do
on.
you think he goes to a different team next year? Think he goes back and plays another year next year? He just trying to get out of the Eagles.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know they're going through shit, and I don't think I'm being biased about this. I do think the Eagles' locker room is a really cool, close knit locker room.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I always
don't
heard
know.
that like story about. I don't know if you heard that story about Gronkowski when he was in New England and New England was going to trade him to Detroit, and so he said, "I'll just retire." So they didn't trade him to Detroit. I always think that with players that retire
Mhm.
sometimes, like this is a way to get out and then get on another team next year, a contender.
Yeah.
But
Man, I think he only had a sack and a half, and that was like our leader. Like
Yeah.
that's how bad this pass rush is.
He was
Bad.
good in Green Bay too. Like I was surprised that Green Bay traded him away. Truthfully,
Mhm.
so. But other news: Miami Dolphins lose to the Los Angeles Chargers in a heartbreaker, last-second field goal. Tua Tagovailoa,
Good Lord.
after the game, just made a lot of comments calling out his teammates, saying that guys are showing up late to player meetings, that the leaders on the team need to step up. And of course, this is all in the context of being said in the post-game interview, just airing out all of Miami's dirty laundry to the whole press. And so now what's going to happen is all the media is going to be asking like, oh, well, who's showing up late to team meetings? And, ooh,
Yeah.
like, what's going on in Miami? Is Mike McDaniels, is he going to get fired? Is Tua the leader that we thought he was? Like, it's just going to create a whole circus surrounding Miami. And so Mike McDaniels, I don't know if it was that day or the day after, but he came out and said, like, I understand Tua's frustrations, but that was not the way to do it, which I think that's a good thing to say. But I think,
What else can he say?
where there's smoke, there's fire, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like doubt at all that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in Miami, a lot of frustration. I I mean, their GM, he's been there a really, really long time. His name, I can't remember his name, but their GM's been there forever, and he was, of course, the guy that, he basically he wanted to take Tua over Justin Herbert, and I think he's still trying to validate that choice. I think he's trying to.
Kicking the can down the street.
Yeah, and he's done so much to basically just to kind of keep Tua up and make Tua look better than he really is. And I don't think Mike McDaniels is necessarily he's not an emotional leader that helps your team get through hard times. Sure, I believe he's an offensive genius. There's no doubt about that. But is he a Dan Campbell? Is he a Mike Vrabel, some guy that's gonna help his team win tough football games? I just don't see it in Miami. I think I really believe. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna last much longer in Miami. I think over the next few weeks something big's gonna happen. I think McDaniels gets fired. I mean, that would be GM gets fired or maybe both. I think that's coming. I just think that this Tua project has gone on too long, and I think the ownership is going to get tired of excuses, and they're going to go a different direction. I really think that's a team that could use a rebuild. I mean, think about it too. Like, what piece do they have now? Tyreek, he's done. He may never even play another snap of football. You got Waddle. You got a few guys on defense, but like you don't have anybody that inspires you. So full on rebuild. That's what I think.
I think it's real easy when things are going bad to throw someone else or other things under the bus rather than like take responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny that he says leader because he's the one not being a leader.
He's got a team captain patch
Yeah.
on his jersey.
You handle that stuff. Like, I understand the quarterback gets all the blame, and sometimes it's too much of the blame. I understand that. But in front of the media, you're right there. You have to shoulder that blame. Like,
Yep.
you know what?
Yep.
I can only do my job. It's on me. I have to be better. But handle that stuff behind the scenes. Because all you're going to do is the media is going to have a field day. They're loving this. This is exactly what they want. And it's going to be every freaking like open locker room, every interview. It's going to be about these comments.
Mm-hmm.
You guys need to try to get better to win a game or, get better, whatever it is. And now all you're going to do is just field questions.
Yeah.
That wasn't being a leader.
Yep.
And I always pulled for Tua, especially through all the concussions
Yeah.
and everything else. Maybe he got concussed in that game, and this is he's not thinking. I don't know, but I was very disappointed in him because I always kind of liked him. He wasn't like my favorite as a player, but I always liked him. I thought he was a good guy.
Yeah.
This really made me disappointed because, like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, that's not being a leader at all.
Yeah, and I think if you add that to all the preseason stuff that was already going on there in Miami and how he was calling out Tyreek Hill before the season, it's been a weird season. And I also think like if you compare that to Justin Jefferson's comments a few weeks ago when Jordan Addison, he did something stupid before the week they played the Browns, and so Addison was out for basically the whole first quarter, I think it was. Kevin O'Connell kept him out. And after the game, he got asked about it. And what Justin Jefferson said was, like, he was very positive about Addison. He said, you know what, but I need to do a better job at keeping him under my wing, because because Justin Jefferson knows, like, he's the ultimate leader. I know that I'm the alpha receiver here. I'm the veteran. I'm the star. So it's my job to help Jordan Addison be a better player on and off the field. So Justin Jefferson, he just took responsibility for it. Instead of blaming somebody, he was like, you know what? I know I can do better to help my teammate.
Yeah.
Instead of calling him out, saying it's all your fault. Like, that's what a leader does, is they take the blame. They try to, like, not air their dirty laundry out on, in the media, which just creates a whole frenzy. I'm sure, like, Stephen A is probably going to get a hold of this at some point this week and have a whole rant about, the Miami Dolphins. But it's just interesting. You compare that kind of strategy compared to Tua's, and it just creates more problems than it solves,
And don't let that get lost in the sauce. Like, the leadership, like, that shit's infectious in the locker room. It just takes some people standing up, and that just kind of spreads, and everybody wants to kind of do that. So it's not just this fake thing and everything. Like, it's really important to stand up and be a leader. And when you do stupid shit like that, it just annoys me because it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Another news: Tennessee Titans fire Brian Callahan after going 1-5.
You know,
through the first 6 weeks.
I really felt like, maybe this is just me. I know they suck, but like, I really felt like the team was kind of playing for him.
Uh-huh.
Like, and I think the only reason why I was watching that terrible ass game,
It was terrible.
was, I had Ashton Genty. I needed a touchdown on one of my things.
It was
on my
brutal.
underdog thing. So I'm like, come on. And the Titans defense was like, I mean, he finally got it, but that Titans defense was just like not letting it happen. I was like, Jesus Christ, these guys are feisty.
I think the only maybe worst game of the day was Broncos Jets.
That was ugly.
I mean, gosh, it's brutal, man.
Good Lord.
I saw this meme this week on X, and it said, if you watched the Broncos Jets game this last week, you might be entitled to compensation. It's that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. I mean, look, Tennessee. It's been terrible in Tennessee for the last several years. Nothing good has happened there. I mean,
Really, since they traded AJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been really since Vrabel left. It's
Yeah.
just been a dumpster fire. Big mistake firing Mike Vrabel. I mean, you're seeing how that's turning out in New England right now. But
It feels like they just don't keep their players. Like, you have AJ Brown and you had Derrick Henry.
yeah,
Like,
I know.
you had good defense, and you won with defense, running the ball,
Mhm.
and
You're just missing a QB.
Yeah.
You're just missing one piece.
then it just went from that to like everything gone.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think Tennessee's going to be probably a bottom feeder the rest of the
Mhm.
year, but unfortunately for Cam Ward and his associates. But and then the other thing too that I've just been noticing this year, especially of any year I remember, is just the parity in the
Yeah.
NFL. I mean,
Uh-huh.
right now, if you asked me to place money on who I thought the Super Bowl match would be, I would tell you I have no freaking clue. Like,
Yeah.
you just think about teams that have dominated in the past. You got Bills, Ravens, Eagles, all look like teams that are not Super Bowl contenders.
You know what's sad is in the AFC, I probably would put the Chiefs, despite
Yeah.
our predictions early on, and despite us just, yeah, I
They
knew they would come back.
They just
and
don't go
again,
away.
And again, it was just one game against a really good team, but I knew that we would just look like idiots. And I'm just, but
You know,
I might pick. I would probably pick the Colts. However, do you foresee Daniel Jones beating Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know if I trust him. I feel like I'd have to
Yeah.
see it more. It's
Exactly.
It's one season.
And then you have the Bills. The Bills are just a mess. And quite frankly, like we talk about Jalen Hurts and some of these other quarterbacks. Josh Allen's kind of a mess right now. And so when I look at him, it's like he takes the ball and he's instantly looking to run or to create. And I watch his feet. And usually with quarterbacks, the faster their feet move, the faster their brain's going. And it just looks like he's not. And the only exception I ever saw where that actually like didn't phase the quarterback was like Peyton Manning. Like his feet would go like this, and he would just be it was just like his stance or cadence or whatever. But like just something's not right with that offense. That defense is a whole other story. It's really weird. It's crazy that both the Eagles and Bills were probably unanimously 1 and 2 on most people's power rankings like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And they're just but it's all about how you finish. You look at the Ravens; they are woo. I'm almost at the point where I'm going to put them in my eliminated category. Like not mathematically, but like
Yeah.
realistically, like
Yeah.
Jesus. So you got the Eagles, the Bills, the Ravens.
Lions. Sheesh, the Lions.
The Lions
Get
look really
spanked by
bad,
the
but it was
Chiefs.
one game.
Well, yeah, and I also think too, there's a few plays in that game. If they go differently, it's a really, really close football game. Like the whole BS on the Jared Goff touchdown getting called back. That was so dumb. Like,
Yeah.
come on. I mean, I get it. A rule's a rule, but like, what difference does it make? Because he paused for a second in the backfield. Like, also, it took a minute and a half after the touchdown was scored for the refs to talk about it and then come back and reverse the call. Like, it's just that was a whole. That
You
was
saw the UTEP study?
crazy. Yeah.
My alma
Yeah.
mater, but they did a study where they actually looked back and actually scientifically like charted everything, and the Chiefs led the NFL in like the most beneficial calls that were subjective and this and that. Like it was just
They didn't have a single penalty called against them Sunday night.
it makes
A
you wonder.
single. And if you look back at some of those replays, like there's holds all over the place on Aiden Hutchinson. Like it's just
There's holding on every play. That's why I
Yeah.
hate it. And I understand you can't legalize it because then nobody would get to the quarterback. But there's holds on fucking every play.
It's just-
And it's just like we got to find a way to
I know.
get it. Yeah.
Because how can you? It can't be fair. You know,
I
every
guarantee
play,
you,
that's the
and
thing.
I'm not saying this just as an Eagles fan. I guarantee you, Jalen Carter is held every
Oh, yeah.
fucking play, dude.
Look at Michael Parsons in that Bengals game. Like
Yeah.
they have their arms wrapped around his head, no flag.
And I hate being that because I criticize Cowboys fans because sometimes I'll watch Cowboys streams when it's more beneficial for me to do so because I like bathing in their tears. But oh my god, it's hilarious because it's like hold it, oh like they complain all the damn time, like every fucking play. But
yeah.
in retrospect, they're kind of right because there's holding on every fucking play. And anyway, so the Chiefs looked good this week. We would have
Mhm.
said the Lions were the team, but then they look kind of crappy.
But the Chiefs
this
had
week.
lost last week to the Jags.
Yes.
So
And then your Packers haven't been world
they have
beaters.
not been convincing.
And it's like, who the fuck? And honestly, and then the Rams, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
they're not dominating like I thought they would be.
Nope.
Really, the only teams I can kind of look at, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, Seattle, maybe.
I would say like Tampa Bay and Indy,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe the Chiefs are getting back. I need to see more. But Jesus Christ. I mean, and again, it's all about how you finish. It is. Like you get one of these teams that have the talent to go all the way, whether it be as Packers or my Eagles or the Bills or Tampa or what, and they just get hot at the right freaking time.
Yeah.
And there you go. So we'll see.
It's gonna be crazy. I think it could be a team that comes out of nowhere and wins the Super Bowl this year. It really could be.
That'd be kind of cool.
So they would be cool. Got an underdog.
If it's not my Eagles, and I'm assuming if it's not your Packers, I'd root for like an underdog, like someone who's like, man, who would I guess the Lions, even though.
Yeah, or Seahawks.
Do you see that fight at the end of the Lions and
Yeah.
that irritates me because it's very much like that sore loser mentality that I always thought the Seahawks, like the Legion of Boom, had.
Mhm.
They won so much back then, but anytime like you could see the sore losing, like you could see it. They loved being the bullies, and when they didn't win, that you could see the sour grapes on them. And I really didn't. I respected their play, but I never really respected them. And if the Lions are going to do that, and I know Dan Campbell said all the right things and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but if you're going to be like that, nah.
Yeah. I hear you
That
on
branch that was uncalled for.
Yeah, it was stupid. Also, I definitely think that, man, I think there's a lot of teams in the NFL. The Chiefs have always had the target on their back since they became a dynasty, and everybody wants to beat them because they're it's the whole circus surrounding them. It's the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce BS every week, and it's the Patrick Mahomes show every week. And so I think there's a lot of teams that they're the team to beat because of that. I mean,
Who was your Super Bowl predictions?
Ravens Eagles.
Same. That's not looking too
Oh,
good
man,
right now.
not looking good at all.
We can't. But if you could
Gosh.
redo it, what would your pick be now?
I don't know, man. It's like right now, I think I'd probably go Chiefs.
I do Chiefs Bucks.
Ooh, I don't know about the Bucks. Might see. I think it's either going to be Chiefs Lions, or I go Chiefs Bucks because I think both those teams are playing decently well while being really banged up. Like Buccaneers, literally don't have any of their starting receivers right now. They're out. Godwin's out. Evans is out. Now Ibuka's
I
out.
still do not know how the Eagles beat them because we at least had Ibuka and Godwin. At
And
least
Lions, like literally, the Lions are down their 4 starting corners. Like, they don't have a single starting corner playing, and that's why the Chiefs. That's one of the really big reasons I think why the Chiefs won. I mean, they just could not man anybody up, couldn't play anybody in the secondary. And the Chiefs are too talented with the receivers, too fast to have third string corners line up and match up. So I think that's a big reason. I think the Lions are gonna be really dominant. They're gonna get healthy. So I'd probably go Lions Chiefs, honestly. That'd be a nasty rematch in the Super Bowl.
So for like the first like 3-4 weeks of this, 4 maybe even 5 weeks of the season, we were saying Chiefs done.
I know, and here we are. I think we might have had a segment. It was like Dynasty over ?
I think last week maybe.
It might have been.
We both said no.
Yeah.
I think, but the fact that it was even there was like,
It's just, it almost feels like Michael Jordan a little bit. Michael Jordan-esque when you root against Patrick Mahomes. It's just like, it's like, oh yeah, this is the year he's going away, and it doesn't happen. So it's just the Chiefs, man. But
he's been kind of like mid, like for like last 2 years. I feel like the last game was finally kind of when I started seeing some. I don't want to say magic because he would like do something crazy, but like everyone kept saying like he was like the unanimous like number 1 best quarterback in the league, best quarterback in the league, and I was like, I don't see it. Like I don't see it. I don't even know if I'd put him top 3 right now. And that game against the Lions was the first time I finally was like, there it is. So maybe.
He played really, really well. As far as fantasy football wise,
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Overachievers.
Overachievers. Oh man, I think I know where you're probably gonna go with yours. So I'm gonna go Ricky Dowdle, man. Good lord, I think he set the record for the most yards against a former team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had the most scrimmage yards by any Panthers running back ever.
Dude, like I know I've been saying it a lot, and it's probably looks terrible because I'm an Eagles fan. Just looks like I'm ragging on Dallas, but that defense is trash.
Yeah.
It's fuck, man. That for as good as that offense is, man. Yeah, I was it's what saved my weekend. I will say, as an Eagles fan, that is what saved my weekend.
The Panthers beating the Cowboys.
Yes. I'm petty. Leave me alone. What's yours?
Overachievers for me. Really impressive night by Atlanta Falcons skill guys last night. Drake London, 158 yards and a touchdown. Bijan, 170 rushing yards. That's not even including. I didn't write down what his receiving prop was, but
he's on pace right now to break the NFL single season all scrimmage yards record.
Just really impressive, and against the Bills too, which by the way, Bills defense is garbage as well. They've been getting carved up the last couple of weeks. So, and then DeAndre Swift also last night against the Commanders, 108 yards rushing, 67 yards receiving.
I still thought you were gonna go Baker.
So yeah,
I really thought
but Baker for sure. Underachievers, who you got?
Underachievers, mine is Geno Smith.
Ooh,
or not Geno Smith. God damn it. Justin Fields. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yes. -10 passing yards, right, or something like that in the second half.
I think it was negative 10 or -1. It had a 1 in it. In for the whole game.
Oh,
like how?
It was like historically bad.
There's people on bye weeks that had more passing yards than Justin Fields. Actually, I want to you go ahead and talk. I want to confirm that because that's just ridiculous.
Mark Sanchez in jail after he got stabbed had more passing yards than Justin Fields.
That's true. That's true. I actually want to see this to make sure I'm not just.
Yeah, underachievers for me. Saquon Barkley, which was a good call by Justin last week. 58 yards rushing, 2 receptions for 9 yards.
And his first 2 plays, he had like 30 yards.
I know. I had the under on his rushing yards last week, and I was like, oh, crap, here we go. And then it ended up hitting. So, and then Cortland Sutton, 1 reception for 17 yards against the Jets defense. He just didn't show up. I don't know if that's like a props to Jets defense or just Broncos were that bad.
Dude, 9. So Justin Fields says he was 9 of 17 for 45 yards.
45 yards.
But 9 sacks. So obviously it's doing that whole thing. I thought it was like -1 yards just without that. But like, yeah, so 9 sacks, probably 8 of that 45 yards. Yeah, it's probably like -1 yards for the game. That is insane.
This is one of the reasons,
rating.
like, why I didn't draft Justin Fields this year, because I kind of suspected he'd get benched for Tyrod Taylor, and I don't know how that hasn't happened.
And they still almost won the game.
Like you kind of wonder if the Jets play Tyrod Taylor, do they beat the Broncos? In London, like. because
what's
he can throw the
crazy is
football.
he looks so bad, and he's on my fantasy team. Do you want him?
No, he's gonna get benched.
But they're in almost every fucking game. They're the only winless team. And like if they were to play the Bills, I'd predict the Bills to win, obviously. Would I be shocked if the Jets just had a That's the way the season's been going.
Especially in a division game like that.
That's the way the season's been going.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be shocked. That I just wanted to point that out of how much parity. Like they're the only winless team, but they've been in pretty much a lot of these games.
Just shows you, like, even if they, like, honestly, like, if the Jets traded for Jameis Winston, huge upgrade over Justin Fields. Also Garrett Wilson, man, he'd probably have the season of his life with Jameis Winston. But
so my stardom last week was Kyren
Williams. Yeah.
Kyren Williams, 50 yards rushing and a touchdown, so that's pretty mid. My sit-em was Saquon Barkley.
That was a good call.
I just felt this offensive line is not doing well. You don't think the Giants know that the Eagles are predictable as it is. They know when they're going to run. It's just you add both those together. Like I didn't think he would. And plus, I feel like the Eagles would still overcorrect the passing game as well. So,
yeah.
And I think he had how much? Like 50 some yards.
Yeah,
rushing?
I think so. Yeah, 58 yards. Yeah, I think my stardom was Matthew Golden, which he actually had the best game so far of his year. He had 80 some yards. I think he had 5 touches, 3 receptions, 2 rushes for the Packers. So good game. I think the Packers are scheming up touches for him. So I see him having a better and better season as it goes. He'd be a good. I think he's gonna have a good back half of the season. So he's a guy I would definitely want to try trading for or adding. And then my sit, unfortunately, was DK Metcalf, who ended up having a pretty good game against the Cleveland Browns. Really having a good year. I've been impressed with more impressed than I thought about the Steelers offense so far. This week, for stardoms, I have DK Metcalf. And reason being is they're going up against Cincinnati's defense. I mean, DK Metcalf is going to eat for sure against that defense. Pittsburgh's only favored by 3.5 too, which is really interesting to me. Gosh, it's an in-division opponent. I mean, sure they got Flacco, but Steelers are a tier or two above the Cincinnati Bengals. So I like DK Metcalf this week. Who's your start this week, Justin?
My start, man, I hate doing this. Because of course you're going to start him. If you have him, you're going to start him. Like, why wouldn't you? So I hate pulling this card, but Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like, going against that. Now, look, if Quignon's on him, that's going to be a battle because I really like Quignon Mitchell. But I don't know if I don't know if he's going to play. I'm unsure at the moment. So, I mean, you gotta bang that, like, hard because...
Wow. That was weird.
Again, I hate doing Justin
Bang
Jefferson
that hard, guys. Okay.
I knew. As soon as I said it, I was like, think of something else.
You heard it here first.
Did you do your sit-em already?
Sit-em. Oh, man. This is hard for me to say, guys, but I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit here, guys. I think you guys need to set Rico Dowdle this week. Going up against the Jets defense.
That's all that's why they're in these games.
Yeah, I think the Jets defense is severely underrated, and I think that they're going to try to make Bryce Young beat him with the pass. I mean, Carolina right now is really one of the better running football teams in the league, and that's the reason they've been winning football games against Packers and the Falcons. So, I mean, also I think these Jets, that's the way they're going to try to win these football games. They're going to try to keep the score low because, of course, they can't score points on offense. So it's going to have to be a 11-13 game, just like it was in London against the Broncos, for them to have a chance every week. So I could see Jets selling out against the run and trying to make Bryce Young beat him with the pass. So set Rico Dowdle.
Nice.
The wheels fall off this week.
Speaking of the wheels falling off, I say you absolutely sit Jackson Dart. Going against the Denver Broncos defense. His 4th start, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. That's I hope he survives the game at this point.
Yeah, that O-line's not the best over there.
What's our games, man?
So games of the week this week. We got Philadelphia at Minnesota. Philadelphia's favored by 3.5. Who do you like?
Might shock you. I am picking the Vikings to cover and to win.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When the Eagles tailspin, they tailspin.
Ooh.
I think this is a tailspin.
Even with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he's either really
QB.
good or really bad.
Mm.
And if Quinn Mitchell ain't playing, like I can see him being really good.
Man, this is a really hard
Just
one.
hurts me.
Nice. It hurts you. That was good. I love that. I'm a little bit of a believer in your Eagles. I just don't think I don't think that this team's too talented.
It is
to be as bad as it
but
can
it's
be.
broken. You told me that weeks ago.
I mean, I agree with you, but I don't see Minnesota being world beaters, and they're not world beaters. This is like
one of their weaknesses is I don't know if they still lead the league in sacks given up. I don't know, but that's one of their weaknesses, that offensive line. But we don't got the Jimmies and Joes on that defensive line other than Carter to make them pay. We have no edge rusher.
But I'm gonna take Philly to win and cover. I think I like if I was gonna put a score on it, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 28-24 Philly.
28-24.
Barely cover.
I would say something like. You ready for this? 35 to 17.
Oh, 17. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I have this weird feeling they keep trying to say the right stuff, like the whole offense now got together. It's whatever, dude. Like you've been saying this stuff. Freaking Jordan Mailata keeps saying like the run game is like one block away. Like, yeah, the guy that's in Barkley's fucking face the moment he gets the ball, that's the block that's one block away.
Yeah.
It's the whole team's just fucking broken. I trust the defense if we have those three players I told you about. If we have those, I can take losses elsewhere. I think we got a lot of linebacker depth. I think we got safety depth. But you can't lose Quinion. You can't lose Jalen Carter. You can't lose the other defensive tackle in Jordan Davis.
I think Minnesota's coming off bye too, aren't they?
Yeah, we're both coming off long weeks.
Yeah.
It's at Philly, and man, if it goes south quickly, I mean, we don't have to be behind. It could be like the first fucking drive, and the Eagles' offense just looks like shit, goes 3 and out. There will be boos. And the one thing I hate about the Eagles and their fan base is you don't think the other team feeds off that? Like, you're literally giving them energy. And as much as I hate that that's a thing, because it shouldn't be. I'm a very logical thinker. The fact that there's like momentum and
it's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. It really is. And
Absolutely.
You're just giving them that. You don't think that the other team loves hearing those boos? Drives me crazy about Eagles fans. And this is off. I just have to get this off because this is like completely off topic. Another thing that drives me crazy about Eagles fans is when Dallas is not even in the fucking picture. They're not playing the game. That has nothing to do about Dallas. Over the freaking broadcast, I can hear fans going, Dallas sucks. You know how stupid and how freaking pathetic that makes you guys look. Drives me crazy. My wife's a Cowboys fan. She's not like super, super nerdy into the fanhood or anything. She doesn't really watch them play. But it annoys her, and I can't disagree. I'm like, stupid. It makes you look dumb. It makes you look like all you care about is Dallas. That they're in your head. They live rent-free in your head. Drives me crazy. Stop doing it. Sorry. But yeah, I have a bad feeling right now about the Birds. Like, I would love for them to blow the Vikings out, and I probably still wouldn't be a believer in them afterwards because it is the Vikings. Yeah. But last week was the Giants. So like just showing, just bullying a team for once would be nice. So while it wouldn't make me a believer, it would at least make me like, okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to tailspin into their bye. I might, depending on how they look against the Vikings, I might pick the Giants to beat them again in the week prior. And then we'll see what I think coming out of the bye. I think they're going to tailspin into their bye, and we'll see if the bye is enough to correct this shit. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Also on Sunday, we got Green Bay at Arizona. Green Bay is favored by 7.5. I've been thinking about this one. This is a hard one for me. I mean, just the way that Green Bay has looked. Also, last week against the Colts, I think the Cardinals looked the best they've looked all season, even in a loss. And it's a game that worries me. It's an away game, which Green Bay has not been playing good on the road so far this season.
It's a long distance trip.
Yeah, it's kind of far north and south. I think Green Bay wins, but I think Arizona covers in this game. I think it's gonna be a closer game than I would like. Even with Kyler Murray out, which I don't even know if that's much of a downgrade. Jacoby Brissett looked way more comfortable in the pocket than Kyler Murray's looked all season as well, and he's seems to already have a better connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. So I think it's going to be. I don't think either of these defenses are very inspiring. Green Bay just got carved up by Joe Flacco this last week. So I think it's going to be a little bit more of a high-scoring game. I'm going to say Green Bay barely beats Arizona 31-30.
I'm going to say Green Bay wins and covers.
Okay.
I think you're not the only one that was upset about the performance last week. I think Green Bay is too. Sometimes you can be rusty coming off of a bye.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
So I'm going to say it's going to be something like, I'll say 20, we'll say 28-17.
Okay.
Green Bay.
You think Jonathan Gannon gets fired this year?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think so too. I think we're headed that direction,
Yep.
man. Yeah. I just think, also, like, they really haven't made any big changes in Arizona for a long time, man.
Mhm.
The head coach has been there a minute. They got Kyler Murray. He's been there since, 2015?
Yeah.
That's when he got drafted. I think there's got to be some kind of change in the Cardinals because it's been uninspiring for years. Our third game of the week is Tampa Bay versus Detroit Monday night game. Who do you like in that one? Detroit's favored by 3.5.
I'm actually going Tampa Bay to win.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought about it. I just Baker Mayfield is just too damn hot right now.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
Even without all the receivers.
Yeah. I'm not impressed with the Lions defense at the moment.
Yeah, they're banged up, man.
It's at Detroit. That's the only thing that gives me pause. Because
Uh-huh.
the fans and everything else, like that's just a hot box ready to go off. If the Detroit gets going, I can see them just absolutely just demolishing anyone really in that thing. But I'm gonna go Tampa Bay, even though I feel like they're almost due for another loss. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll say something. I think this is gonna be high scoring, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Tampa wins. We'll go 35-31.
Ooh. Okay. So, yeah, Tampa, of course, they cover because Detroit's favored. One thing I noticed in that game Sunday night with Chiefs-Lions, one of the Detroit's weaknesses on offense is they rely so much on the run game and the play-action pass that when they get behind and they start into the drop-back pass game,
Yeah.
it's just not the same offense. They're not as
Mhm.
dangerous because there's
They-
no threat of the run.
I noticed that too. They absolutely have to dictate.
Yeah,
For sure.
So it's like if they don't have these play action schemed up shot plays that they can use based off the run, it's just that offense does not look anywhere near as good as it
And I
does
think
when they have a lead.
I just looking at Todd Bowles, like he loves to blitz.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you try to do any of those razzle dazzles, those flea flickers, and everything else, it could really end up bad. And if you just Jared Goff he's very very accurate. He loves those deep ends. He's got a rifle of an arm, but if you get to him, he's so easily rattled. So
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay to win as well. I think too Tampa Bay's defense is really good. They really stopped the 49ers. The 49ers didn't do a great job at running the football. Really, not a lot of teams have ran the football in Tampa Bay at all this year. And so if Detroit doesn't get the run game going, they're not going to win the game.
I mean, it's really hard with like Vita Vea in the middle. Like, I mean,
Yep.
it's like freaking trying to
He's a
move an
monster.
immovable object.
And with Detroit's secondary being so banged up, I'm honestly really surprised they're favored in this game. I mean, I get it.
I mean, Detroit's at home, so they're kind of getting the 3. Although I don't think it's really 3 points anymore, right?
I think it's a point and a half or something
half.
like that. But
Um,
I get the Tampa Bay's receivers are out, but like honestly, Baker right now the way he's playing, he could probably have anybody running routes for him, and he'd find a way to to tear a defense
Yeah,
up. So yeah, I like Tampa
he's-
too. I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring as well, but I think I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say 30-27 Tampa Bay.
Nice. We're about kind of in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's our 5th episode, week 7. Next week, hopefully, we'll have some better audio equipment at least. So hopefully, those of you that are listening just via audio, or I guess you're always listening by audio, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Or watching. Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll sound a lot better. So I'm really excited for that. Any last words?
That's it, man. See
All
you
right.
next week.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.